You know we love our props, Matt. Let's switch over to the NFL where we've got the divisional round of the playoffs. Go game by game. We'll see what you got. This Bills-Broncos game, the Broncos ended up flipping from a 1.5-point home dog to a 1.5-point favorite. Average total of 46.5. What'd you see from a prop perspective?
I mean, this game is perfect for the teaser. I mean, look, I would love to know how many people will have the Buffalo plus 7.5 teaser in their pocket. I mean, I think that this is, this would be the one thing if I'm the sports books I'm worrying about, because everybody's going to have the teaser with them and probably Seattle. Heck, you might even throw Indiana in there. Maybe you have a 3-team 7-point teaser and you're basically asking for Seattle to win, Buffalo to cover 8.5, and Indiana basically to win. But this will be an interesting game because everybody's going to lean to the Josh Allen side of things. And I think Bo Nix is going to have a pretty good game in this situation. Buffalo does not give up a lot of field goals. Denver does. So if you want to potentially look on the Buffalo side of things when it comes to field goals, if they trust their kicker, it's obviously a game in Denver. So therefore, longest field goal always comes into play, especially with the guys nowadays. Everybody's making 60-yard field goals. Well, if you're in Denver, you add a little bit more to that.
So you like field goals?
Probably in this game, yeah. More on the Buffalo side than the Denver side. You could get a benefit early on, especially because if Denver's a little rusty, maybe they move down. The red zone offense isn't as good. Maybe you get an early field goal from the Denver side of things. But this Denver defense is really good, and they don't break in the red zone. So I think that Buffalo should settle for at least one of them.
San Francisco and Seattle is the next game, Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Seahawks laying a touchdown, as you said, a lower total of 44.5. Anything here?
I don't know if I can accurately do this game because I'm still angry about last week. But if I'm Seattle, hopefully you cover Kyle Juszczyk. They're going to turn him into Kittle. The Eagles wouldn't do that. Hopefully you cover Christian McCaffrey. I mean, Christian McCaffrey's receiving numbers are going to be too high.
Yeah.
But it feels like he could come out of this game with 10 catches. He could do everything in this game. His rushing and receiving yards over could be a play here. But you would hope that Seattle would sell out for him and basically say, all right, Jennings, all right, Demarcus Robinson. Oh, I can't believe we lost to Demarcus Robinson. But you would think that they'd basically be like, all right, we're going to one-on-one these guys and put 7 guys on McCaffrey. I can't imagine that San Francisco scores a ton here. I probably will look at San Francisco's team total under in this situation. I just think literally considering they just played a couple weeks ago and with George Kittle, they couldn't score. I feel like this could be – I feel like San Francisco could run out of gas basically. And just because they run into
injuries and we just keep waiting for them to run out of gas and they never freaking do.
I'm looking here. So 19.5 at under for their points at -125. I mean, Seattle knows them better. They're going to have a good game plan. McDonald's a good defensive coach. I like under 19.5 for the 49ers here, team total wise.
Sunday, Houston at the Patriots. This one's a game that's probably going to be won in the trenches. Two teams that defensively looked really good. How much is the defense going to come into play here that you'd be looking at some unders?
Well, I mean, I'm 100% looking at the Patriots team total under. I just can't. My thing is I can't trust CJ Stroud. I can't. CJ Stroud tried to lose that game on Monday. He really did. I mean, with the dropping of the snaps and with all the other stuff, the interceptions, all that's he was just not good. The fumbles, all that stuff. So this is why we have a show like this. And this is why we tell people sides and the totals are great, but there are some other markets to take advantage of. I think the Houston defense is the best defense remaining in football. Well, the Houston offense isn't good enough for me to want to take the 3.5. So I'm just going to take the team total under for the Patriots here and back the one unit in this game that I trust. I mean, I'm looking here. I can get Patriots under 23.5 at -145. I can get under 22.5 at -115. To me, that's what I'm looking at here, because as long as Stroud doesn't give them a short field, I don't know if the Patriots can move the ball up and down long drives against this Houston defense.
If you're looking at some unders, would you be looking at field goal props in this game?
So the weather, from what I could tell, is pretty good. I mean, I think other than it's going to be a little bit cold. I'm looking here. There's light snow potentially, but it's only like 10 to 20%. No wind. So that's something that certainly goes in their favor. If you look, Houston's defense is top 5 in least field goals attempted against them, 1.6 per game. It's 1.8 on the road. New England is actually number 1. New England is allowing 1.3 field goal attempts per game at home, less than a field goal per game. So probably not. Numbers tell me that while I think this is going to be a lower scoring game, the numbers say that field goals aren't going to be points either here. So I'm not telling people to take the under on the field goals. I'm just not running to take the over here because the numbers say these are the top 2 of the top 5 teams in least field goals attempted against them.
Curious about this last game because we're going to the Windy City with the Chicago Bears hosting the LA Rams. Windy City, field goals, doesn't sound like those two would go hand in hand.
So here's the funny thing that makes me angry when I hear people talk about this game. Not really angry. Like I don't get angry over this.
Not like Philly's angry, not Eagles angry, but
correct. It's like frustrating. So I think it's funny that everybody talks about how, the Rams don't want to be outside. It's really cold and the snow and the wind. They're not used to this stuff. Do you think the Bears are going to be happy to play in that kind of temperature, in that kind of weather? Like no one's going to be happy.
Your home crowd.
Sure.
And the
home crowd is not going to be happy either. And all you're going to hear is people clapping through their gloves and their scarves. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to use the fact that the Rams are a West Coast team and the fact that this game's outside and it's going to be cold as like this deciding factor, because I can't imagine a lot of the Bears players would be happy. Let me ask you this. If you're the Bears, would you rather be playing in the cold temperatures and the weather that's going to be there on Sunday, or would you rather be playing in the Dome in Los Angeles with half of your fans there anyway, because the Rams have no home field advantage, and you're playing on a fast track where guys like DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai and Roma Dunze can go and run like track stars?
I feel like the adrenaline of them being home, maybe they do put it in their heads that they'll be in like have an advantage. Like maybe they don't care. I don't know. If you have a chance to play in a conference championship game, the truth is I don't think anyone cares.
Well, I understand that. I'm just saying it's not a handicapping advantage for
the Bears. I don't use it either. I know people say it. Maybe it would stop me from laying 3.5 with the Rams, but it certainly isn't going to stop me from betting props that I feel work.
Oh, sure. I'm just saying it's funny because everybody's like, well, I like the Bears because they're in the weather and the Rams don't like
I
weather.
Just think any 3.5 in this round is trying to bait you into taking points, but that's just me. What about props? Any props you like?
So I mean, basically, isn't this the game like where you take the Rams in the first half and then the Bears come back and win in the second half by some sort of magic or whatever? Like it feels like the Bears purposely let teams get ahead of them only so they can come back. I mean, it's just the Bears have this magic surrounding them right now. And we watch the Rams defense let the Carolina Panthers move up and down the field on them. It's just, I think this is this is the toughest game of the weekend, I think, because the Rams are just that much better. But it's hard to get consistency from the Rams and their defense. If you're not getting pressure with that defense, they're going to give up a lot of points in this game. So I'm looking to see real quick while we're standing here what the touchdowns number. So the Bears is 2.5. The Rams is 3.5. I kind of like the Bears over 2.5 touchdowns in this game. I think the Bears will score some points on that Rams defense. They don't scare me enough outside of that front four.